music is overlapping with the... I don't have headphones today. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. How are we doing? How are we doing? That's not your home. No, it's not. No, it's not. It is not my home. We're traveling. We're on the go today. Again, as usual. I swear to God, we don't have more than like 2 streams in a row in the usual office before we have to go somewhere else. But here we are. Just for this week. Now, to start off the bat, well, first of all, hello. Good to see you all. It is October 1st. Happy October, everybody. And this is the broadcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Let me say hello to the members we have here today. Hello, Soul Maxwell. Good to see you. I Exist. Nice to see you as well. Tyler. Have a good one. CJ, ZJ13, Goat, Boston Skinner, Sulu Candles, Switchblade. Good to see you guys. And then I'll say hello to everybody else. Walter 3000, first chatter of the day. How's it going? Homer Simpson fan. Good to see you as always. Gus on the Bus. Critical Minutes Films. Daniel, El Hombre, Alfombra. Josh, Sasha, Tomas, Alex. Good to see you all. Good to see you all. Guys, today is going to be a bit of an interesting one. Today might be a smaller one, even though it's a big week. Listen, because I'm not at home and I actually... You know, even when I'm not at home, I usually have access to some sort of monitor. But because I do not this week, I'm doing everything off of one laptop screen. I will not be able to do, like, most, if any, screen sharing, which means no Cine 2 Nerdle, obviously. But also, I don't know if we're going to be able to do a weekly boxed today, which is a bit of a bummer. Because it's too much for me to, like, coordinate with the screen and, like, putting it up on screen and all that. So... yeah, as you can see, we're kind of on vacation. On vacation, but we're still streaming. Show shirt properly. This is the shirt we're rocking with. It's martinis and whatnot. It's one of my favorite shirts. Every time it's kind of my going out shirt. It's kind of my I'm ready to have a good time shirt. And every time I do wear it out, I get so many compliments on it. It reminds me of that episode of Drake and Josh where he wears like his lucky shirt and it's like a very distinct pattern and then like everything starts going well for him in life. When I wear this shirt, people just kind of like see me in a new light and they're like, that guy is a good time. So I thought I'm going to bust it out for today. I'm going to bust it out. But yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. We've had a busy week. It feels like, oh my God, it's crazy that during the last stream, one battle after another hadn't come out. And since then, I've seen it twice, and it's had this whole life, and, like, I'm assuming, show of hands, how many people have seen it? Actually, better question, how many people haven't seen it? Have any of you not seen the movie? Because it looks soft. It's pretty soft. Yeah, it's good material, for sure. Movie of the year. I think we're on the same page about that. Seen it twice. I didn't. Damn. Okay. We're not going to... No spoilers. For anybody that's worried about one battle spoilers, we will not be spoiling it during this. Don't worry. Holy shit, I just realized I didn't have lunch, and we're about to be talking for about 2 hours. By the way, this is going to be a 2-hour stream, not 3 hours. It's going to be a shorter one today. We'll be back with our normal bullshit next week. But this is a bit of seen what? Bad signal? Oh, I was talking about one battle after another. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. I don't know how the connection's going to be this week. So just a bunch of awesome things going on the stream today. I haven't. Coolio. It's my favorite PTA, but Phantom Thread is a close second. Yeah, man, it's up there. It's up there. I don't know if I would say it's my favorite. I don't know if I'm ready to say that. And I've seen it twice. I think I'm still a bit more of a Phantom Thread guy, but it's still a masterpiece is the thing. Seen it, really dug it, but low-key think people are slightly overhyping it. Still great, just not the greatest thing ever. Yeah, no, that's how I felt the first time. And then the second time I was like, you know what? This is kind of special. I do think people are hyping it up a bit, but I also can't really argue against it as being one of the best or most like defining movies of the decade slash century. I'm like, you know what? I can't really say it's not, because it kind of is. And it's one that just gets better every time. I've only seen it twice, which is funny to say, because it's like most movies you only see once. But this one, I'm like, I will probably see it at least 4 more times in my life. Boogie Nights may be his best. I disagree, but Boogie Nights is very good. Malicious Intent was very similar to this. We should watch it for the Broadcast Film Club next week. Yes, I'm sorry that didn't get picked last week. I know you were fighting pretty hard for it. A quick question, because I kind of, for the sake of October, is Malicious Intent a horror movie? Would you call it a horror movie? Moving forward for the month of October, I think we're going to only be doing horror movies, because that's how we do things over here in October. But no, it's not. Okay, well, maybe we'll still consider it. I kind of want to get into the horror thing, though, because I like to do that every October. Any Halloween watches planned this year? So I was kind of going to get into it this week. I honestly had us planned to do a, like, we were going to put together my horror list together on stream. And when I tried to figure out how to do that with screen sharing all on one laptop screen while running the stream, it became kind of a mess. So I don't know if I'm going to do it this week, but maybe next week. We need a movie about birthdays. Why? Is there a good birthday movie? I don't think I know of any good birthday movies. Salo month. I mean, yeah, Salo certainly counts as a horror movie. I actually, on the topic of Salo, sometime this month, I will be doing a video called, and I think I've actually talked about this before, I'm going to do a video where I watch banned movies. Banned as in B-A-N-N-E-D, not B-A-N-D. But movies that are banned in certain countries for different reasons. And I'm sure Salo's on that list for some countries. But, yeah, I looked it up, and there's some really interesting movies that are banned that you may not think would be banned, but they're banned. And so I think that's going to be a fun video. I don't know if it's like, I don't know how, like, what the legality of it is. Like, if I can even, like, show clips from movies that are banned, if they're banned in certain countries. Like, it's probably fine. Do not watch a Serbian film. I was kind of planning on it for this video, to be honest. I heard it's not very good, but I could be wrong. Yeah, Last Temptation, that's a big one. Human Centipede, I've never seen it. Maybe this is when I finally have to see it. What's Cockfight? I don't know what Cockfight is. Not familiar. A Serbian film is dog shit in every aspect. Mishima in Japan? Okay, so it's funny you bring that up, because I just saw this morning it's being screened at a festival in Japan, and it's like a big deal, because maybe it's like, now it's like unbanned, but I don't know if that's entirely true. As you would expect, there are some pretty bad takes going around regarding one battle after another. Please share. I think I honestly, I haven't seen like that many. I mean, like, sure, plenty. I don't know if you can hear the lawnmower outside, by the way. There's someone mowing the lawn. It's so loud. Okay, anyway. Also, is the connection okay? It says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. This is going to be an interesting stream for sure. Is he frozen for other people too? Okay. Can you hear me? Did it go away completely? Are we back? What just happened? We're back. W back. We back. Bro. That's weird. Usually when it goes down, I know. But here it's like everything's kind of fine. I'm going to give this a second. They mowed the internet cables down. I mean, hey man, if it continues to be a problem, because we've only been live for what, 13 minutes? If it continues to be a problem, we might not be able to do it this week. But just know I gave it the old college try. Is the stream black and white for anyone else? Okay, yeah, I guess we'll just keep on trucking. Yeah, no, I know FD Signifier didn't like it. I haven't checked out his take on it yet. I mean, that's been a huge thing, to be honest, that I have, before even seeing the movie, I was curious about, because many people have been talking about how a lot of the first reviews for it that were praising it and calling it like one of the best things ever, are from like white guys. And like, you know, it is a good movie coming from a white guy. I thought it was fantastic, but it is like a movie where it's like, I would love to hear what, you know, black women specifically think about it, because I feel like that's such a prominent aspect of it. And you could argue like some of the ways the film goes about certain characters is not complete. But yeah, no, I haven't, like, that's the thing, is like it honestly, that spiraled into saying something larger about like how there aren't enough, you know, black female film critics out there, at least that are like able to cover the film. So I don't know. It's I haven't actually like checked out FD Signifier's take yet, because he apparently had some very strong feelings about it that I'm curious to read up on, because it really has been nothing but praise for this film. It's been nothing but like, it's flawless, it's a masterpiece, and anyone that's like tried to criticize it just like a little bit seems to have been attacked, at least on like my side of the internet. Like, obviously PTA comes with a certain, you know, territory of film bro guy, and so like they've been very quick to attack anybody that is trying to criticize the film in any way, and that's, I guess, you know, par for the course here over on the film side of things. But yeah, I'm interested to see what people have to say. Hey, we should do a Cronenberg this month for sure. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I pitched a few Cronenbergs in the past. I feel like we had History of Violence a while ago. Karsten, I have an idea. What if we drop our top 4s in the chat? Could we do a weekly boxed that way? Yeah, well, so like, it's not about that. It's about me being able to show the boxed on screen, you know? I mean, I could roast it no screen, and I just roast what you guys say in chat. If that's that, I mean, actually, now that I say it out loud, that's definitely what you were implying. But Existence, well, there's that one, and then there's History of Violence, which maybe that's not even a horror movie. I've never seen it, so Treehouse of Horror Month, Daddy Cronenberg, that sounds fire. I'm so prepped for a roast, Karsty. Yeah, we'll do a roast. We'll do a roast this week. We'll make it happen. We'll figure out a way to do it. Let's watch Irreversible. I'd rather not watch that again. It's worth a watch. I think people should watch it, but it's not it's a hard one to talk about. By the way, yeah, this week is Paper Moon. We'll get into it in a little bit. For now, we're just going to kind of do a Q&A, just chatting situation, because that is the most I can do with this current setup. But yeah, on the topic of one battle after another, on a rewatch, again, I'm not going to spoil anything, but some extended thoughts beyond what I was able to say in my video is that I find it, like, I don't know, I'm really starting to give into the, like, defining movie of our generation, decade, whatever you want to call it. I think it's like, I think what makes it hit so nice is that even though I liked Eddington a lot, and I actually kind of talked about this a bit in my video, even though I liked Eddington a lot, it kind of like, I don't think we need like, I think that works in a different way as like a mirror, as a way of like figuring out what's happening. But like One Battle kind of feels like, you know, let's at least try to be hopeful and like figure out how we can move forward. And it's not trying to like solve anything. Definitely, it doesn't feel like it has like the answer, but it definitely feels like a bit of a light, you know. And that's what hit so hard for me. This is more like a window, definitely. That's a good way of putting it. I've had that fucking Steely Dan song in my head all week, Switchblade. I I can't get it out of my head. That's what's crazy is like usually like a movie can take a song that's not as well known and like make it your entire personality because of the movie. But this is taking like an iconic song and completely redefining it. And now it's like all I think about when I hear that song is this movie. And I'm like, that's so like, that's when you know they did it right. Like it was a scene that was built around that song and like the edit of it. And it's perfect. Are you going to AFI Fest? I'm not. No, I actually was just talking about it with my friend Lucy. And yeah, no, unfortunately not. Wow, are we cousins? I think I'm missing the joke there. Is that a One Battle thing? That and the Jackson 5 song? I mean, there's like it's just full of good songs, man. It's got one of the best soundtracks. I also think that just like, I don't know, I think a lot of movies these days are so obviously like inspired by PTA and Tarantino and the way they use music, and Scorsese, certainly, that's like the biggest example. And I feel like you see a lot of like attempts to like capture that kind of vibe with like using older music that was built for, you know, something else, but used in like kind of a, you know, they use it in an unexpected context. I feel like so many like horror movies and movies in general today like try to replicate that feeling and then like kind of fall short. And I don't know, man, he just makes it look so easy the way he uses music in this movie. It's just so good. And then there was the Mo Bamba needle drop, which I thought was so funny that he like knows what that song is. Gregoraki shoegaze needle drops are insane. Those are so good because like you can just tell the way he uses those that it's like it's coming from like a real deep love for the music. Like it's someone that's just like putting in music from his favorite band. And I actually can't think of a lot of other directors who use music that way, where it's like they're just kind of fanboying in their own movies. Like they're like, it's like you kind of can see like this is someone who grew up on this and like has a certain like memory attached to these songs and then like puts that into the music or the movie. I mean, like that's a different way of using it that I find really sweet. The Mo Bamba and Shut Up and Dance needle drops shocked me. Yeah. Also, just like I think it uses them as long as it should. Like they kind of come in and out within like 3 seconds. Like they don't like not to again. I keep talking about Eddington, but it's like Eddington used the Katy Perry fireworks thing in a very different way, and it was very good. But it dominates the scene. Whereas these are just kind of like little glimpses into like the normal world and like the world that we're living in, which I really liked. Better than How to Blow Up a Pipeline. It's interesting. I was actually thinking about How to Blow Up a Pipeline. I think they're very different. I mean, How to Blow Up a Pipeline is like a pretty straightforward. It's like if the characters in this movie made a movie, like, which is funny to say because I know the filmmaker personally, and he's nothing like the characters. But it is more like it's pretty like straightforward in its like in how angry it is. And whereas I don't find One Battle After Another to be like a very it makes you angry, but I wouldn't call it like angsty, or it has a lot more to it than that. It's definitely from the perspective of someone of PTA's age. Like people have been calling it like weed dad core, which is kind of the vibe it gives off. Like, which I found like kind of, I honestly like, because they use so many of those moments in the trailers, like the they them thing, which I thought was like really kind of a hard watch in the trailer. I was like, we're not doing this material. Like, let's not try to do this. And then it worked way better in the movie. I don't know if you guys would agree, but like stuff like that. And then like him on his phone and his like sort of out of touchness, it at least like really kind of grew on me in the second watch. I was like, this is just him kind of like owning up to that part of him, and like I don't know. I thought it was fun and harmless. Ultimately, it's not trying to. I feel like there's the people that are in that camp that try to then like say that there's something wrong with the younger generation, and they're like, no, look at how silly you sound, and it's like, this does not come off like that at all, which I really liked. Lego Party on stream today. I want to play it so bad. I next stream for sure when I can do it. John, if you're down, if you want to buy the game, I say we get into it. Me, you, and Ellie. I could see it happening. I would love to play Lego Party. The one battle after another ending feels so autobiographic, like PTA accepting his place in the current world after making only period pieces. Yeah, I like, definitely. That's something I really appreciated about it. Like, not only is this his first time making a movie set in the current day, but like he actually leans into it. And I'm like, it's still like a recognizably PTA film, but it's like he's kind of, it's I don't know, it takes him down. Like, I feel like he has every right to like treat himself as, because he is a legendary filmmaker and could be doing like these really highbrow things, but it feels like it just ultimately makes him out to be kind of a normal guy, the way he directs this. Like, he's just kind of like, you know, he's a person at the end of the day, and I don't know, I found it really charming, like I said. Karsten, you're your soundtrack, my drive to Phoenix. Hey man, drive safe. Drive safe. Where are you driving from? Are you going through the Mojave? I was just talking to my parents about this. I did the drive from Chicago to LA last fall that required driving through the Mojave Desert, and it was, I think it was one of the, I mean, okay, speaking of, I mean, it really was the wavy roads in person. I remember being like really freaked out by the wavy roads, but it also just looked like I was on Mars. Like, we were trying to chase the sun because we didn't want to be driving out there in the dark. And so the sun was like going under the mountains, and everything was like pink and orange. And I was just like, no wonder people go out here and do drugs, because this is insane. And I didn't need drugs to like feel really scared. I was like, I already feel like I'm on drugs driving through this. This is crazy. From Dallas, damn. I've never done that drive. I've never been to Texas at all. Favorite scene? There's so many. I mean, there's the wavy road is obviously up there, but I really think the first kind of midway through the film, when he's when he meets up with Benicio del Toro and he's trying to like, you know, get him to escape and like hide. I don't know how to describe the scene, I'm realizing, but like it's when Leo is like on the run and meets up with Benicio del Toro, and he ends up jumping through the, I'm not going to spoil it, but I don't know, that scene was just, that was, I don't know how long it is. I need to time it next time I see the movie, but it's like, it feels like a 15-minute sequence, but I think it goes on for literally like 30 minutes. Did you drink a Modelo? I had a PBR. Yeah, we talked about this. I did have a PBR at the screening. And that movie, like, I was actually talking to someone. It's like, it kind of borders on like blatant Modelo product placement, like, which maybe it was, but like they were really yeah, doing it up. Karsten, what have you done with Karsten? He's fine. He's doing his own thing. Do you think Sean Penn has got that third Oscar in the bag? Dude, he just might. He just might. I'm like, I don't know how you can't give it to him. He's really good in the movie. I mean, he's definitely my personal highlight. Like, You know it's good when it's like, I mean, he's up there. I've talked to, I'm trying to think of other examples, but it's like him, Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon, and like, I'm trying to think of other like really good supporting actor performances where it's like every second they're on screen, you're just like glued. It's like they just have such an insane screen presence, and like everything they do is entertaining and strange and moving, and like I wouldn't call like Sean Penn moving, but Charles Melton, exactly. Charles Melton, that's a good one. Ryan Gosling and Barbie, absolutely. I mean, he's so good in this movie, man. Philip Seymour Hoffman in every movie, basically. Yeah. No, he's really good. It's like him and Stellan Skarsgård, no? Like that, those are the two. I can't think of like who else is in the running. Jacob Elordi in Frankenstein? Like, that would be crazy. I can see it happening weirdly. It's not gonna happen. Mescal, I can see that as well. Dude, he's got so many good lines. The one that makes me laugh, that like the first time a lot of the theater laughed and the second time no one was laughing, was when he's like, daddy-daughter games? Daddy-daughter games? I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? In the best way. I don't think Tyler, the Creator, is going to get nominated, man. I think that might be a stretch. I think it's like more of it's a tiny role from what I understand. But actually, like, I haven't seen the movie. I could be completely wrong. Don't listen to me. Dwayne Johnson is not going to win. I am placing that in right now. I'm putting my foot down. He's not going to win. He will be nominated, but he's not getting it. I think the vibe right now is Leo could win, and then maybe Timmy, but we haven't seen that movie yet. It doesn't sound like Jeremy Allen White's got it. But I don't know, maybe Leo won't get it. Like, maybe it's a little too weird, but like, we got to see Timmy, and then I'll have a better idea. But I don't think The Rock is going to win people over enough. We're getting closer and closer to the movie, and I'm just not seeing it happening. I heard Jesse Plemons is good. I haven't seen it, though. I heard that might be a little too weird. Oh, and then there's fucking George Clooney. That's right. I don't think Clooney's going to win. I think One Battle's going to win Best Directing. I will lock that in. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think it's locked in as Best Directing. Jack Black in Minecraft. True. Don't count him out. It's the role he was born to play. What about Frasier? No. Again, maybe Golden Globe nomination at most. Over Coogler? Probably, I think. I think it will. Actually, I mean, who knows, man? Who knows? It's those two, though. And I haven't seen Hamnet, so actually I can't really like go that hard. But I think those three, what do I know? But I think those three movies are like the ones right now, from my understanding. Where's One Battle on the PTA rank right now? I think top is still Phantom Thread, still Punch Drunk Love, probably One Battle, and then Boogie Nights. Those are all my fives. And then everything below that, it's like There Will Be Blood, The Master, I forget, Magnolia. I'm going completely off the dome here, so do not take this that seriously. Magnolia, Licorice Pizza, Inherent Vice, Hard Eight. I think that feels good. You get based on that, you get a pretty good idea of what kind of PTA that I'm into and what I'm not as into. I've been needing to rewatch Inherent Vice, though. Based on like recent taste, I think I would like Inherent Vice a bit more on a rewatch. I haven't actually brought this up at all to anyone, but there's a moment in One Battle After Another that feels directly out of like Smiley Face. And I obviously could not ever bring that up because people are going to fucking yell at me. But I'm like, when he's on the couch and the panic starts to set in and he's like, don't panic, Bob. I'm like, that shit is like, it's like straight out of Smiley Face. It's like she has the exact same moment. I had to say that. I had to say it. I was like, I think PTA's probably seen that movie. I don't know if he's probably not pulling from that here, but it is like the same exact sense of humor. When he's like, don't panic. It's so good. It's so good. Just a few small beers. A few small beers. You got to watch Avatar 3. Apparently, it's the longest one. Of course. Are you serious, though? I didn't know that. I'm like, yeah, of course I'm going to see it. But come on. That second one was long as fuck. Are you planning to watch Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie? I saw it last month and loved it. Absolutely. That's like one of my most anticipated now. I couldn't make it work with my TIFF schedule, but I'm very much trying to see it. I think they're doing that tour. They just announced it. I think I'll see it somewhere on there. Trust Big Jim? Of course, man, of course. We always trust Big Jim. He always delivers, but like, this ain't the Fortnite stream. I gotta say, Fiddlesticks, you're gonna be disappointed. This is not the Fortnite stream. This is the chat stream. Nothing but chatting. Oops all berries, oops all words. I saw you watch Shelby Oaks. I did see Shelby Oaks a few nights ago. Got to go to the premiere. Got to interview Chris that morning, who is like one of the sweetest people in the world, man. Chris is an absolute sweetheart. He's very kind, very down to earth. We talked about YouTube. We talked about film YouTube, about what his career has felt like, where he's at with it. And yeah, I'll be posting that soon. The interview will be on this channel, but I'll be posting like shorts of it on the main channel. So be on the lookout for that. But very, very obviously, like, I mean, just seeing it in a theater, I was like, it's incredibly inspiring and kind of surreal to see like the film that like I don't think there's a film I've known about for longer than Shelby Oaks. I've been hearing about it for like 3 years at this point, so it was quite surreal to like finally get to see it. And yeah, man, he's a good director. He can do it. So I'm excited to see how it does. I'm excited to see like, yeah, where it goes from here, because it was just very inspiring to see. Did you ever go through a phase when you just only watched top 100 of all time movies day after day? Not well. So I kind of did that a few summers ago when I did the 100 movies in one summer video. But that wasn't like, they were not like the best movies of all time. I was hitting off a lot of classics that I hadn't seen. Like that's where I watched a lot of like the heavy hitters. In a very condensed period of time, which I wouldn't recommend, because like it all starts to like, when you're watching like multiple classics a day, it's like it all kind of blends together and you're not getting the like experience of watching like the classic and being able to sit with it. And like, I think what we're doing over here on the broadcast has been really just amazing. Like I love this way of doing it. It's like, because I feel like everything we've talked about here so far has been in some way like historically significant, and you could argue a classic. And like being able to kind of like sit with one a week and digest it and then talk about it as a community, I'm like, that's what it's all about. Like I like that way more than just fucking bunching them all together in like a list. Which I still do, for the record. I still do that every now and then. But like getting to really like give the spotlight to one movie and focus on that one movie is like, I feel like it's the closest thing I can get to replicating like I don't know, making a moment out of that movie the way it was when it was like first released, because nowadays it's like you can just crank them. I gotta stop saying crank them out, but you can just crank them out on streaming services and then hit play on the next one and then just fucking, I don't know. People have such a, especially like the cinephile culture these days. Everyone's trying to like watch as many things as possible and trying to like check off all the boxes so that they can like have big conversations and seem like they've seen everything, when I'm like, have you even fucking like digested what you watched? Like, I'm guilty of this too. I'm not trying to say I'm not. I'm just like, it's nice to like, yeah, it's nice to not crank one out every now and then, right? Karsten, I dare you to upload a video of on your main channel every day for a week. Dude, I've thought about this because I'm like, I could make like a movie review a day in the style that I'm doing. I can make those videos pretty fast. They're not, the quality's maybe not going to be there, but like I could do, I watch it and then the next day I edit it and then like, you do it, you figure out a schedule. But I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of like, I've only ever been into one daily poster, and it was Casey Neistat doing his vlogs. Like, that was a good time, and if you were there, you know how good that was. But I think like it's very rare you come across someone who's like putting out that kind of quality that often, and it feels like there's a reason for it. Like, I think the vlog thing worked so well because it was like the whole thing was like slice of life, like looking into his, like you felt like you were in his life and he had an interesting life, whereas a lot of people like are trying to like manufacture like excitement and like these crazy things. It's like, it's just not, I don't know. When will you see perks of being a wallflower? Eventually. Fit check. Yeah, we're rocking the martini shirt. And we're rocking the ACG shorts, but I'm not going to stand up because this is an awkward chair. People just stream every day now. I can see myself streaming every day eventually. I've talked to people about this, about upping the streaming numbers. Obviously, the broadcast would not change. I would still make it like a once a week thing, but like maybe streaming every day would be a thing. I would honestly, I'd kind of vibe with that. Right now, though, the way I have in the last few months kind of like really like filled my schedule, because it feels like YouTube is becoming that, where it's like you have to put out more and more often. And I've come to realize like I can't keep up with that. So I'm trying to not overstuff my time, especially with the short film, which, by the way, has been re-locked. We've picture locked a second time, and it's in a great spot. And I'm underselling it, but I am so goddamn excited about it. I feel really happy with where it's at, and I can't wait for you guys to see it, because it's been a long time trying to figure out how to make it work in the edit, and it really works now. So anyway, that's an update on that. But live stream at the movie theater, dude, it's so funny. Like, people keep being like you'd got to do more of those like 12 hours in a movie theater videos, and I'm like, I'm in a place where it's like I can't vlog what I do. It's like I'm not gonna film myself watching a movie all the time. That's not good content. Thoughts on Noah Centineo Rambo reboot? What are you talking about? That's a thing? Thoughts on Satyajit Ray? I've only seen his classic, but I've been meaning to get into the rest of the Apu trilogy. I've only seen the first one. And then there's like a few others of his. I think he's someone I'm going to love, and I was intending to have a Satyajit Ray summer, and then I didn't. So, do another 5 a.m. watch video? Probably not. I probably won't do that. I would do like watching movies for 24 hours straight. That sounds like an interesting one. I thought about that. When I did the SpongeBob for 24 hours video, that was a really bad experience. And people thought I faked it, and I did not fake it. I did it. And all my friends were like, just fake it, man. Don't do this. And I was like, no, what's the point if I'm faking it? and then it bombed, and then no one saw the video. If they asked you to, would you voice Rodney in the Robots reboot? In a heartbeat. Are you kidding me? Are you out of your mind? Why? There's no reason to say no. There's not a single reason I would say no to that. Any chance I could get you to watch Bollywood movies? I've been meaning to watch more Bollywood movies. And by more, I mean like any. Like it's a huge blind spot of mine, admittedly. And I've been meaning to kind of like honestly make a video out of it to really like push myself and like force myself to sit down and just like hit the essentials and dive in, because it's I truly have not seen like barely any Bollywood movies. Tarantino versus PTA. This has been on the mind recently. Not to go full film bro here, but it has been on the mind. And I think it might be PTA. I think I might be more of that guy. The Doom trilogy is goated. Good to know. Watch 3 Idiots. Good to know. Start with Farah Khan. Incredible musicals. I need to. There's got to be a list somewhere, right? What is film, bro? Exactly. We don't even know what the fuck we're talking about here. What upcoming movie do you think has a chance of beating One Battle After Another, other than Now You See Me? In box office, you're saying? Because it's not like it was the biggest box office smash. I think other movies have already done a lot better than it in the box office, right? If you're talking about quality, you really think Now You See Me is going to maybe be... I have thought about like what could surpass it on my personal list. And based on what I've been hearing, I am really excited for Resurrection. I'm going to see it at Chicago, I think. But I'm also really excited for Marty Supreme. And what else? I'm cautiously optimistic about The Mastermind. I know other people have been like, it's good, it's no masterpiece, but I think I'll probably like it a lot. What else? I'm seeing a lot at Chicago that I'm looking forward to. I don't truly believe Jay Kelly will be better, but I'm really excited for Jay Kelly. Bugonia, certainly. Hamnet. I haven't seen Hamnet yet. I heard Train Dreams is phenomenal. What Safdie brother do you think is better? I just don't. I think we've been able to figure out just off Smashing Machine what each of them do, and it's two very different things. I don't know how Marty Supreme is going to turn out, because to me it feels like, based on the Smashing Machine, Benny Safdie brought a sense of like he could bring out a really good performance out of his actors, and like really brought drama to it, and then also really brought like the addiction element to the films, because like that's really what I've said this before. What Uncut Gems was all about to me was like a guy with a crippling like gambling addiction, and then obviously in Heaven Knows What, it's all about it was like drug addiction, and then Good Time, that's a stretch, but I feel like Smashing Machine is so in line with what they've been doing, and it is ultimately kind of a Safdie Brothers movie without the bite, which makes me feel like Marty Supreme is going to be insane because if that's what Josh was contributing, then Marty Supreme will surely be like the chaotic, anxiety-inducing one. But who knows, man? Who knows? They both kind of seem a little straightforward next to what they used to do. So, to answer your question, I can't really answer your question because I don't know what Josh Safdie as a solo director looks like. But I like Benny Safdie. I like what he did with Smashing Machine. You need to catch up on animation, Karsten. I mean, yeah, I got to watch K-Pop Demon Hunters. I will admit, so a lot of people, I was not expecting this at all. And that's because I really just am out of touch. I didn't know a lot of like the backstory and context surrounding Look Back. I watched it. I finally got the push because my girlfriend wanted to watch it, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then we watched it, and just knowing nothing about any of the like background to like what the film is about, I was like, yeah, that was great. That was really heartwarming and kind of devastating, but like everybody was like, you have no fucking clue what you're talking about. And I was like, damn, okay. So I need to maybe like look into it a bit more and then give it a rewatch, because I liked it, but apparently like there's a lot more to it than I was giving it credit for. So I will own up to that. But yeah, I do have to catch up on animation. I'm usually pretty slow with animation every year. A Kurosawa ranking would be amazing. I agree. I've been wanting to do one for a while now, just as an excuse to kind of like dive into his filmography too. We need a Demi or Tati rank. Thoughts on them? They're two of my goats. Those are my two goated French directors. I think I prefer... I probably prefer Demi. I think he's got the more consistent filmography. Though I really love Jacques Tati. You should rank every Adam Sandler movie. I think, isn't Shea Frillis doing that right now? Isn't he like slowly grinding away at that filmography that I respect it. I don't think I have it in me to do that though. I'm like, he's got that one under control. I think I need to do that. Should I buy the complete Jacques Tati? Absolutely, absolutely. Adam Sandler versus Jim Carrey. I'm probably more of a Jim Carrey guy. Next ranking is Coen's. It is, yeah, especially now that it's looking more and more likely that they're not going to get back together, but who knows? But yeah, they're kind of like next on the list for sure. It's them and then like what? Maybe Kurosawa? Spielberg, dog. I haven't done Spielberg yet. But he's still got a few in him, so I kind of want to wait it out. Karsten, I've been doing the 5 a.m. watches since you made that video. It's honestly been pretty chill and relaxing, especially as a college student, not having much time due to student teaching coming up. I'm telling you, man, it was like a surprisingly chill-ass experience. I know it read as incredibly tone-deaf because it kind of was. Me waking up at 5 a.m. as a challenge when most people do that for their jobs. But like, I don't know. It was kind of a great way to watch movies. It was like an interesting experiment to see if like watching shit when you like as soon as you wake up and at that hour would hit different, and it certainly did. It certainly did. It was a good way of, and to be honest, like some of the time it wasn't the move. But like I mean it when I say Schindler's List at 5 a.m. was not a bad idea. It was kind of a special way to watch that movie. But then watching Dancer in the Dark at 5 a.m. was like the worst. That was not the way to watch that. So I would do it again just for fun. I would get up at 5 a.m. and like put on a 3-hour long epic more often, because it's kind of a good way to go about it. You got your whole day ahead of you and you've watched a 3-hour epic. Like, would you recommend Dancer in the Dark? Absolutely. I think it's funny how, like, yes, I don't think if I were to pick between that and what was it called, Breaking the Waves, I would go with that. Lars von Trier. But yeah, no, they're both good. They're both good. Unforgiven was a fantastic 5 a.m. watch. Imagine watching Manchester by the Sea at 5 a.m. Why do I feel like that would work? Why do I feel like that kind of works as 5 a.m.? I watched Vanilla Sky first thing in the morning. Thank God. I would have fell asleep faux show. I don't think that's like a fall asleep kind of movie. Like, it's not boring. You can't call it boring. It is a crazy 5 a.m. watch because like you're already, I've noticed like at that hour you're kind of in a cloudy state, and so to watch something that is in itself kind of a nightmare is insane. But what would your 5 a.m. ranking be? Like as far as like the movies themselves, or like the movies at 5 a.m. I guess movies themselves. It was Unforgiven, Schindler's List, Uh, Dancer in the Dark, Dick, The Notebook, I think. What's the best time of day other than watch a movie? Other than 5 a.m. to watch a movie, is I'm assuming what you're asking me. 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Because then it like leaves you, even if it's like a 2-hour movie, you got time for another one that night. Like, and if you don't choose to watch a movie, you can like think on it. Maybe watch an episode of The Pit. Why not? Which, by the way, I'm making progress in The Pit. It's so good. It's so good, man. Right before you go to bed, to be honest? No, man, because like I've done that, and every time I watch a movie like late, I cannot stop. Like I need to like think about it for at least like an hour. But like one battle after another, when I saw that, I saw it at a 10:50 p.m. screening. It started at like 11. Got out at like 1:30, 1:45. Drove home, was in bed by like 2:30, and was still, my mind was like still racing. I was like, what the fuck? Like I saw it, and though I couldn't fall asleep, man. It's like I need to have some time to think about it. I've decided, unless I have to in a case like that, and that wasn't midnight, but like, unless I have to, I think I'm done with midnight screenings for the rest of my life. Like, all love to the midnight crowds, but I'm not that guy anymore. I'm not strong in that way. I'm a weakling. I need to get my rest. I don't watch movies at my best at that hour. Like, I'm not even like really like paying attention all that much. I'm just thinking about how tired I am. I'm unk, man. I'll own up to being unk in that way. I'm like, I'm not the midnight movie guy. I've done maybe less than 10 of them in my life, and the last time I went to one, I was halfway through, like, I don't think this is for me anymore. I don't think this is my thing. Even John, when we saw SpongeBob at midnight, I was like, man, this is like this I just feel weird. I feel weird being here. I'm a midnight movie guy, man. There's people that like, go hard for it. Like that's like their only thing, And I have so much respect for midnight people, but like, dude, I can't do it anymore. Imagine Inland Empire at midnight, dude. That's what I'm like. I think I would. I think I wouldn't sleep the rest of the night. At that point, I would just pull an all-nighter and let the nightmare of that film just like seep its way through the night, keep me up. $10 a.m. to 1 p.m. is a good time to see a film in theaters. I fully agree. Yes. That's like, I love a good matinee. I've not seen Il Posto. Have I? Wait a second. Have I? I have definitely not. Looks good, though. Looks good. Sean Penn third Oscar. We talked about it a little bit. Absolutely. I think it might just happen. I think it's probably going to happen. He doesn't really seem like the type to do the traditional like campaign though. Like I don't know why in my head I can't really see him doing a campaign for it or like being game for that, I guess it's not up to him, right? Are you getting a kick out of bad horror movies? I'm not. First of all, I haven't watched a lot of bad horror movies recently, and I'm not usually like a huge fan of that kind of like when people are like, dude, you got to see it, it's so bad. I'm like, I don't want to see it. Like, I don't find like hilariously bad movies as like enjoyable as, I mean, I say that, but then I watch them and I'm like, yeah, this is ridiculous. But like 90% of the time I'm like, well, this is just bad. This is just a waste of time. I'm referring to stuff like Queen Kong. But like, I don't know. Madam Web was funny. I'm never going to rewatch it as a bit, but like, and War of the Worlds does seem like a good time. But, yeah. Being in a dark room and completely changed by a movie experience and then stepping outside to bright sunlight is a heavenly thing. Yeah, man, that's how I felt watching Honey Don't. Completely life-changing experience. I will say Honey Don't was the perfect 1 p.m. screening. It was, I think the stars just aligned for me, and I had the best possible experience I could have had with that movie, and the highest I could go was 3 stars. I was like, well, yes, that wasn't good. That was not a very good movie, but it was fun, and I think I saw it the way it was meant to be seen, which was at 1 p.m. on a Tuesday with like 7 other people in the theater. Nothing good about The Room unless, I guess, if you're watching with a bunch of friends. Yeah, I've only seen The Room once, and it was in theaters at a midnight screening, funny enough. And I was like, yeah, this is probably enough. Like, I'm not going to find this funny the next time. Him was also a 2 p.m. screening for me. And that was more like, damn, I wasted my day. I don't know why that felt like a bigger waste of time. The Double Life of Veronique would go insane for 5 a.m. or The Broadcast. It's just a really good movie. I've been wanting to watch that one for a while. That's one of his blind spots for me that I haven't seen yet. Diabolique is a phenomenal film, Johannes, and you're going to have a great time. I hope you enjoy. I wish I could watch that movie for the first time again. It's so fun. I mean, fun is a stretch, but it's a real good twist movie. Like, I love, and that's not a spoiler. It's a fun one to like watch unfold, because you're kind of like, wait, what's happening? And then, oh boy, do they tell you. Karsten, for the October movie club, we need to watch The Platform. The Platform. Have I heard of that? I was just going to say, I think we are nearing the top of the hour here. We are at the top of the hour. The Platform. It's an NC-17 situation. Maybe, man. Maybe. Do you remember when you saw Robots in theaters? I actually don't. But I remember, all jokes aside, like, I was very excited to see it as a kid. Like, I bought the I think I actually brought this up in the video. We went and bought like the Robots Pop-Tarts, you know? Back when Pop-Tarts used to be cool. We bought the Robots Pop-Tarts. I had a Rodney plush, as many know. I had like little action figures of Fender and Aunt Fanny and whatnot. I mean, I was like legitimately really into robots as a kid. And now it's turned into like, or at least was. I think it's died down, thankfully. But it was like a meme on the channel. Pop-Tarts are still cool. Come on, man. No, man, they're out of touch. They're out of touch. Have you ever watched The Long Good Friday? No. I haven't seen that one. Hey, Karsten, could we try to pick the different choices for the broadcast? I have to go to bed. Maybe, man. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, on that topic, though, I think I'm ready to get into Paper Moon. But before we get into Paper Moon, let's pick those broadcast films, the nominations, that is. As usual, this will be voted on by the members. If you'd like to vote on this week's movie, you can become a member, join the channel membership. I believe it's available on mobile now. I was looking at other channels and I was able to join on mobile. So if you'd like to support the channel, this is a great way to do so. You get tons of cool perks like being able to vote on next week's movie, as well as playing me in Cine 2 Nerdle, and other perks like member exclusive videos, which there was not one last week because my schedule was insane. But there will be one this week. It might be like an every other week situation, but if I have time, I'll do one every week. But yeah. Anyway, you get tons of fun little perks and member exclusive things. But for now, if you have suggestions for next week's movie, drop them in the chat. I am going to lean horror as a heads up. So if you want a better chance of it getting picked, I'm going to lean horror. If you have good horror recs for next week, because we're doing a horror thing this October. I'm seeing Dawn of the Dead, House of 1,000 Corpses. How do you pronounce that? Koyankatsu? Candyman, Late Night with the Devil, Battle of the Sexes. You've been trying to get Battle of the Sexes in there for so long. Dude, R.I.P. Jane Goodall. Monkey icon. Monkey enthusiast icon. Truly, actually, was very bummed out about that. Yeah. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Dogtooth, Mad God, Rocky Horror Picture Show, Theater of Blood. I do like Gus Van Sant. The Cremator. Titan EAE, Stand By Me, Black Swan, Lost Highway, Ken Russell's The Devils. And we got 2 for that. Okay, well, we have to do that. That's a good one. The Devils. It's on Criterion, I believe, as of recent. I'm going to set up the poll. We have The Devils. What's a David Cronenberg one? That's not Scanners because I've already seen it. We're picking DJ Cup. We are picking next week's movie, or we're picking the nominees, and then members will vote for the winner. Oh, dude, I'm putting in Thirst. I'll put in Thirst. A little Park Chan-wook essential. I've already done Videodrome and Crimes of the Future and Crash and Scanners. I want to watch something I haven't seen before, which is why I'm leaning History of Violence. Existence. Let's do Existence. Is that how you spell it? Willem Dafoe's in it. Okay. And then, what's the last movie? Right now we have The Devils, Thirst, Existence, Ginger Snaps. Dude, I have never seen Ginger Snaps, and people go hard for Ginger Snaps. I'm gonna put in Ginger Snaps. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing it. I've been meaning to watch that for many years, and it seems like a good pick. Okay, The Devil's Thirst, Existence, Ginger Snaps. Those are the picks for next week. Members will vote on the winner, and we'll see who it is by the end of the stream. All right, let's get into Paper Moon. Let me pull it up. Okay, this week's movie, though, and the last non-horror for a while, was Paper Moon, directed by Peter Bogdanovich, who you may recognize from The Sopranos. He was in The Sopranos, which I realized when I walked in on my roommate watching The Sopranos, and I was like, is that fucking Peter Bogdanovich? And he was like, I don't know who that is. And I'm like, he's the guy. So he's in that. He's also a very iconic film director who's directed some of my favorite movies of all time, including The Last Picture Show, which I highly recommend checking out. It's incredibly sad. It's an early Jeff Bridges performance. And a great, what's her name? Sybil Shepard. She's amazing in it. He also directed What's Up, Doc with Barbara Streisand, as well as Ryan O'Neal, who's in this, which is very much not a sad movie. It's a straight-up screwball comedy that I highly recommend checking out. But this is his other essential. I would say he's got like these top 3 bangers, and Paper Moon has always been the one that's been like left out that I haven't seen. Yeah, What's Up, Doc is hilarious. If you're in for like a real silly time, that's a good one. But this week we picked Paper Moon, which has been a long time coming, both on the broadcast as a nominee for many weeks that I've been trying to push for, and in just like my personal film journey. I've been wanting to watch this one. It is a 1973 film. We watched so many fucking 70s movies on this thing. And yeah, it did win an Oscar, by the way, for Best Supporting Actress to none other than Tatum O'Neal, who is the little girl in the movie. Did it also win? No, it did not win that. Wait, did it? No. Anyway, it was a big deal. It's a very iconic film, and the synopsis reads, okay, I guess this works. Real-life father and daughter Ryan and Tatum O'Neal team up as slick con artists Moses Prey and Addie Loggins in 1930s Kansas. When Mose is unexpectedly saddled with getting the 9-year-old Addie to relatives in Missouri after the death of her mother, his attempt to dupe her out of her money backfires, and he's forced to take her on as a partner. Swindling their way through farm country, the pair is nearly done in by a burlesque dancer and an angry bootlegger. It's a great time. It's a good old, father-daughter movie. Like an unlikely bond type of thing. And a show of hands, how many people have seen this? How many people watch this one? Because I would argue it's one of my favorites from the broadcast so far. So I'm curious like how many people actually watch it this week. Cars off talk, but any tips on what to say to start a YouTube video? I would just get right into it. I think the hey everyone is kind of going out of style, and people don't need all that. Don't introduce what people already know from the title. Just get right into it. I loved it. I watched it. It's so good. It was fire. I watched it, and my first time was last night. It was really good. I'm so glad to see this. I will admit, though I have been fighting for it for weeks and have been trying to get people to vote for it, I was not aware that it would be this good. Like, I was kind of expecting a pretty decent time, because I think What's Up, Doc was great, but not a masterpiece the way The Last Picture Show was. I kind of forgot how good Peter Bogdanovich is as a director, and was pleasantly surprised at just how much I was into this. I would honestly say, if you didn't watch it, and if you're like wondering if you should watch it, I think people who like some of Richard Linklater's sweeter films will really dig this, because it kind of reminded me of those, like these like middle of America sweet, like kind of sugary mini tales. Like there's small stories, but that like manage to do a lot with them. They feel both really old and really new at the same time. I don't know why I kept thinking about Richard Linklater when watching this. There was something Linklater-y about it, but I can't figure out what it was. I will say the main selling point here, the first selling point, is Ryan O'Neal. If you didn't know, that's Barry Lyndon right there. He's one of my I would say one of the most underrated actors of his time. Like, I don't know his full backstory. I don't know if he's weird, but like I like, why are we not talking about Ryan O'Neal more often? He's so good in everything I've seen him in. Obviously Barry Lyndon, but like this is like the next one where I'm like, damn, he's really just such an amazing actor. He both looks amazing, and he's so effortlessly funny. Like, he's got such a just great dry sense of humor. But like can really like tug at the heartstrings every now and then too. Like near the back half of this film, when they really like, you see how much he really loves this girl. I mean, he makes you want to cry. I haven't seen The Driver, I got to admit. But yeah, one of my favorite actors, one of the most underrated actors of his time. Um and yeah, the fact that it was also him and his daughter was really cute to me. Like I was curious like how that would go, and I'm really glad that I mean, obviously I don't think there was another option back in the day, but I'm glad that the opening credits kind of spoil that fact about it, and you realize that they're daughters before the movie even starts, because I think it adds to their dynamic when you're actually watching the film, like when you know that they're related. Also, she has his exact eyes, so I feel like it works right off the bat. The film was shot by Laszlo Kovacs, who also did what was it? Easy Rider, which I felt was worth bringing up. I think it's like the look of this film is like a huge part of the appeal. A few weeks ago, someone asked like what non-Wes Anderson movies you would recommend that remind you of Wes Anderson. And I don't know if this is a stretch. I don't know if people will get mad at this, but I would put Paper Moon in there. This has like a very kind of straight on, weirdly like symmetrical, kind of modern look to it that feels, especially in the 70s, a bit ahead of its time. Like I feel like usually in the 70s I expect a more kind of like, especially in a film like this, something a lot more flowy and kind of handheld, gritty. But here it's just like everything is very symmetrical and locked in. So yeah, I really love the look of this movie. I mean, it also is notably shot in black and white, which is the same. He goes for the same thing in Last Picture Show. But I thought the black and white looked amazing. I don't know. I was trying to think of like if this would hit as hard in color, and I don't think it would, because like I think this gives like it gives it a much older feeling than it is. Like it feels, I don't know, like it's definitely like coming from another time. And I think having that, next to the very modern types of framing that it's using was an interesting blend. Did you mean to make your poll members only? Holy shit, I did. Fucking hell, man. I did. Well, you know what? That's on me. This week, it's a public poll. I guess that that is in line with the theme of this week, because we can't do like any members perks this week, so it's a public poll this week. I'll just let that one run. I totally forgot. Oh man, I apologize. Well, if you want to vote in the poll for next week's movie, you can head over to the community post on the channel. Right now, Ginger Snaps is winning, which I have to admit I'm not surprised by. I'm not surprised. Yeah, this week's a public poll. Awesome Adam has not asked it yet. Will Hebert, sorry. Thank you for becoming a member anyway. That's really nice of you. Thank you to the new member, Will Hebert. I was going to bring up my favorite scene, which I have to say might be the one where they're trying to like catch him, or catch her, I should say, the burlesque dancer, cheating on him with the hotel receptionist. I don't know if that's a spoiler for anybody. I don't usually do spoilers for these. I thought that was definitely my favorite scene, because I feel like he kind of steps back for a moment, Ryan O'Neal that is, and you really get to see like her scheming come alive in the film. I thought it was just wonderfully directed. It felt like so tight and controlled, and I don't know. It feels like it takes this. It's like a much needed like change of pace for the film. I feel like things feel a little tedious up until that point, and then as soon as that happens, you feel like you enter a new realm of their relationship, which I really loved. Yeah, I need to drink more water. My throat hurts. Devils should carry over to next week. I think Devils will become basically the new Paper Moon, where I vote for it every week until it gets picked. Because I do want to watch it pretty bad. I've heard it's crazy. What else? Yeah, I don't know. I gave this a 4.5, but I'm like struggling to think of like what wasn't there with it. I've been thinking about bumping it up to a 5, to be completely honest. Why don't you just watch it? Because I mean, there's some films where I just want to secretly watch it up until now. We good? We're back. I as soon as I saw someone say "uh-oh," I was like, "It's happening again." Twin Peaks, it's happening again. Did you like the ending? I thought the ending was, when I realized that that was going to be the ending, I just had a big smile on my face. I thought it was just one of those perfect, like, you could read into that shot in so many different ways. Like, it's so simple. For those that don't know, well, maybe I won't spoil it, but the ending is them just like pushing the car down the hill, and then they like barely get on the car, and then that's what like keeps them going. And I'm just like, I just love it. It felt super poetic and simple. And I mean, the shot itself looks amazing. I mean, also, like, I've noticed with this and Butch Cassidy, there's like many moments in both these movies where I'm like, they look like they're like, the actors are in genuine danger. Like, they could get hurt so easily. Like, there's a scene where she's on the top of the car when they're like stealing all the shit, and the car, he like does a turn down a hill and it almost like tips over. And I'm like, how did they do? Like, she could fall off so easily. And it looks like it's going to fall off. And it doesn't seem like the kind of movie where they have like a super... I mean, maybe this is just movie magic and I'm still falling for this shit. But I was just like, how is this allowed? Like, there was that. And then there's... We're back. It's so funny when I just... watch the chat type F for like a few seconds, and I don't know what's gonna happen. Thank you guys for sticking through this. I apologize for how glitchy this stream is today. But no, yeah, things were different back then is what I'm picking up on. They used to put their actors in danger, and I don't think we should do that anymore. But anyway, god damn it, the Weezer guy is back. Karsten, what did you think about the way the acting was in the style of 40s acting while... Wait. In the style of 40s acting while still maintaining that real emotion that you see in the American realism that came out in the 60s and 70s? That's a really great question. I feel like that's also just in line of what this whole movie is trying to say, is like tying, the 70s back to this era. But I mean, I thought they pulled it off, to answer your question. Ryan O'Neal is so interesting because this isn't the first time where he's like kind of brought that, at least at the time, modern style of acting to what is essentially a period piece. I think it's, I didn't really notice it that much. I mean, obviously it reads as 40s, but like, I think because maybe it's the script is so sharp and Ryan O'Neal plays it so straight. I mean, it doesn't really, I don't know. It does all feel just very natural, and like it doesn't feel like it's trying to fit anything in the wrong era. Like it just works in its favor. I feel like this is like when they try to do movies like this where they try to mimic a style of film from a different era, with the exception of like The Holdovers, which I think pulls it off. I'm like, usually it just comes off kind of gimmicky. And I wouldn't say there's like anything gimmicky about Paper Moon. which is a miracle. It is supposed to be open to all members. Yes, I forgot to make that change this week. Do you think Ryan O'Neal was pissed that his daughter won an Oscar at 9 and he never even got one? I would imagine he'd be pretty proud. But it is funny because did she not? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think she like kept acting all that much after this. She did. Okay, never mind. She did a little bit. She was in the Bad News Bears. She was in Sex and the City, man. She is also, by the way, if you didn't know, still the youngest person to ever win an Oscar in the Academy's history. I'm pretty sure that hasn't been beaten. Wasn't he super rude to her when she got nominated? I haven't read up on that. Maybe there's a chance. He had a bad relationship with his children during their lives. Oh my God. Well, that's a bummer to hear. That's a bummer. Listen, because of the like sketchy connection, I might wrap things up kind of soon here. At least the Paper Moon discussion, because I don't want to keep getting interrupted. But I apologize for the kind of scrappy review on this one this week. Please understand the circumstances here. But to cut to the chase, really enjoyed this movie. It's one of my favorite things we've watched on the broadcast. I thought it was just incredibly sweet and again, like we've kind of been saying, very natural. Like not only in the way it depicts the period and the acting, but like the actual like emotional arcs of the film just felt so earned and real. And I mean, a lot of that obviously is owed to the fact that like it's real father and daughter, but I don't know, everything about it just felt really like it worked. It just never really misses a beat. And yeah, I feel like it's one that I'm just going to keep rewatching and keep finding more meaning out of with time. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend Paper Moon. It was a great film. Definitely, I don't know if I would say it's better than The Last Picture Show still. I still think I prefer that one. Takes things to like a whole nother level. That feels like a very kind of weirdly dark movie, but incredible movie. Exists somewhere in between What's Up Doc and Last Picture Show, I'm realizing, both stylistically and tonally. Where does it rank among the broadcast films? I can't do screen sharing today because of this situation, but I would put it, looking at it, I think this might be number 1. I didn't even realize that until just now. I think I would make it number 1. I think I liked it a little bit more than Throne of Blood, to be honest with you. I still don't know if I'm going to go full 5 with it. Because there's just something about, sometimes there's just a quality that gives it a 5, but like this is probably the best thing we've watched on the broadcast, which is a shame because I feel like I kind of fumbled the discussion on it with the current setup. But I mean, I really liked it, and I can see myself talking about it way more down the line. But yeah, I think that's going to do. Oh my God, my back. Okay, we're going to wrap things up here pretty soon. It's going to be a shorter stream because I'm starving and the connection is kind of shoddy. But honestly, yeah, I'm not. I think I might wrap it up like now. I apologize. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to be doing the weekly box this week just because of it's not really like feasible the way I have this set up. And I did not come prepared. So, guys, I apologize for the short stream this week. But, hey, man, we'll be back next week talking about what I'm pretty sure is going to be Ginger Snaps. It seems to have won by a landslide, and I don't know how much further it would need to win. But can you? I'll make it up. I'll make it up to you. We'll be doing the box twice next week. That's a good idea. But next week we'll be talking about Ginger Snaps, the iconic film, by who's the director? I don't know anything about Ginger Snaps. I've never seen it. John Fawcett, who also directed Ginger Snaps 2. I don't recognize any of his other films. But yeah, that will be next week. It is available to watch on a handful of things. I mean, it's a bunch of like AMC, or not AMC, Prime like add-ons. Like if you have any of like the Shudder AMC Plus things, it'll be available. I'm not sure. You'll find it. Guys, thank you for tuning in though. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I will what else is there? Be on the lookout for my Smashing Machine review. That's what it is. And I'll have a weekly or an exclusive members only video for the members up on the channel this week to make up for this. But thank you guys. I love you. Mwah.